your busy day, and for all of our children and all of their parents and all of their supervisors who made sure that you had a chance to come out and celebrate this special day. Today our nation faces many challenges if we are to create a more promising future for our families and communities. In that spirit, today is a very special day in our nation's history. It's a time to remember the differences that you are capable of making. Today we remember Dr. Martin Luther King, whose inspiring journey helped millions of Americans rise from discrimination and segregation to claim their rightful place in our society. His movement was about more than civil rights, however. It was about being the type of leader who inspires a community to improve themselves, their society, and the entire nation. He taught people to give of themselves in order to make a real difference. His legacy remains timeless, and West Virginia has been fortunate to have many great African-American leaders who paved Dr. King's path. Like he paved one for us, and who follow in his footsteps, people like Booker T. Washington, who was born of slaves in Franklin County, and who was a leader in creating opportunity for African Americans. Carter G. Woodson, an educator, author, and father of Black History Month. Reverend Leon Sullivan, noted civil rights leader and the first African American appointed to the board of directors of a Fortune 500 company. Christopher Payne and Elizabeth Simpson Drury, the first African American man and woman elected to the state legislature. You all represent yet another generation of strong West Virginia leaders, people who have already made substantial contributions to their communities. You are keeping West Virginia strong, and you will continue to do that. You have already moved the communities forward by earning degrees and people that get involved, and I speak to children every day, young adults growing up. The way we're going to move forward is through education, and I commend all of you. And you can't just stop thinking that I'm done, I finished high school, I'm finished. If you believe that, then you will be finished. We need your leadership. We need you involved in this great country of ours. It'll take all of us. The horrible tragedy that we saw last week in Arizona, it shook all of us. To have that type of someone who is mentally deranged, if you will, to have that type of a mad person who can do that type of horrendous crime against any human being. And I think if anything good that can come out of that, it will bring us together. When I go back to Washington next week, I know that we have Congressman McKinley here, and we're going to be working together across the aisles. It doesn't matter what your differences are. If you can remember this, you can respectfully disagree as long as you always respect each other. We can have dialect and we can be differences in our opinions, but as long as we respect each other as human beings, to sit down and work through our differences, we can overcome any obstacle. If Martin Luther King taught us one thing, he taught us that we're all children of God. And if we behave that way, then we can overcome anything that's put before us. I thank all of you for coming out. God bless you.